Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live stream. Happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Day. Happy Rebirth. Happy Renewal. I just tried to stream this same topic a few moments ago, but it actually was not live and it made a little video which is posted, so feel free to watch that. But just wanted to give the live broadcast another chance. So, welcome again. Easter, Ostara, equinox, spring, rebirth. What is resurrection? What is rebirth? We're being reborn every second, every moment, every millisecond. This sense of self, this mind body continuum, these thoughts, memories, identity, this body full of sensations and impulses, the cells all dying and being reborn every moment. So, what's the invitation of today, of Easter, of this spring equinox, which just happened a few days ago? The invitation is to let this mind body entity, this ego identity, be crucified on the cross of this present moment. Let it be nailed to the space time continuum. Let it just let it pass. What does that mean? It means in every moment, as the sense of self, this version of yourself is being born, here I am with this attitude, with this desire, with this way of relating to time and relating to the situation, relating to people in my life. This habitual way of relating that keeps popping up. It seems to be this solid thing, like this solid truth of who I am, of what I am, but really it's just frames of a movie. It's little flickering lights. It seems like it's a continuous image, but really it's just little flashes. Every millisecond, every moment, it's here and here again and again and again and again. It looks like it's a continuous existence, but really it's a flashing, it's an appearance. And through our identification with it, it seems like it's solid and we feel like that's what we are. But the invitation of today, of Easter, is to settle back into the true self, the Christ consciousness, the unlimited, the formless, timeless truth of what we actually are, and allow the mind body to be crucified on the cross of the present moment, on this space-time continuum. Let the habitual thought patterns and habitual impulses be born, and then let them pass. Allow them to pass away. Don't grab onto them. Don't identify with them. Don't cling to them. Don't push them away either. So this inner crucifixion is not an active, it's not an active thing. It's a passive allowing. It's an allowing of this present moment to appear and pass. And we just stay in the perspective of the true self. Maybe all throughout winter, the old self was dying. And now, as we turn into spring, as we pass through the threshold into this new season, the the new self gets a chance to be born. A new manifestation of the self gets a chance to be born. It's equally not what we are, but it's a new expression. So maybe you're wanting to let go of some past aspect of yourself. Here's your chance. This is the new year in many cultures. This could be seen as the new year. It doesn't have to only be January. This spring, this springing forth of new life on the earth, at least in the northern hemisphere. This springing forth of new life can be a collective permission slip to allow the old self to die and make space for the new self to be born. So what is it that resurrects? Is it the ego? Is it the true self? The true self is never born and never actually dies. So what gets reborn is just a new image, a fresher perspective, a new manifestation, a fuller expression of the potential that has always been here, but maybe has been hidden. It's a chance for that limitless self to have more airtime, to have more expression. So, what does that expression look like? It's not up to us. It's not up to us. And as individual consciousnesses, we don't have the choice. We can set our intention. We can clarify our visualization of what we want the next manifestation to be. We can focus on what we've learned in the past and attempt to apply it in the present to co-create a new future. But ultimately, how that new future looks, how it manifests, is part of a larger plan. It's the larger intelligence. It's God's will. It's the Father's plan. It's not for the individual to dictate how that goes about. From this individual perspective, all we can do is surrender to the process, surrender to the larger process. So set your intention in this transition into spring. Set your intention, clarify your visualization of what that looks or feels like in terms of your thought patterns. What kind of thoughts would you like to have going forward? What kind of words would you like to be speaking going forward? How will your body act and behave in relation to situations and other people going forward? What is it that you want to manifest in terms of your relationships, in terms of your ways of being? Clarify it, set that intention, but then completely release all expectation of the future outcome. This is karma yoga. Completely release the future expectation, set your intention, and let it be a sacrifice to God. Let it be a sacrifice to the higher intelligence. So you can use the word God, you can use the word Father, you can use the word higher intelligence, universe, great mother. It doesn't really matter. All of these are concepts. Concepts are born in the mind, they persist through time and space, and then they disappear. But there is something that is before the concept appears. There's the knowledge of the concept. There's the consciousness, the knowingness that can be here, regardless of the concept appearing or disappearing. So here we are at this crossroads of space and time, this present moment, and the mind and the body are being born every moment. Can we actually, instead of asking, can we, let's just decide, I am surrendering. I surrender to the higher intelligence. I invite you to join me in this surrender. I surrender to the higher intelligence. I allow this mind body to be crucified on the cross of space and time here in this now. I surrender to the higher plan, and I allow the next manifestation of my thought patterns to be born. I allow the next manifestation of my speech and expression to be born. I allow the next manifestation of my physicality and my behavior to be born. I get out of the way. I allow God to flow through this present moment. I allow the universe to express itself here in this now. So we can interpret the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus in so many different ways. I'm not telling you what you should or should not believe. There are many different interpretations. If you read the canonical Gospels in the New Testament, if you read letters of Paul, things like that, or if you read the texts that were discovered at Nag Hammadi, or the texts in the Dead Sea Scrolls, you can get so many other perspectives on what Jesus taught and what his life and crucifixion and resurrection actually mean. Multiple perspectives are out there, is all I'm saying. And I'm taking this opportunity this Easter day to share one perspective, specifically for those of us who are mindfulness practitioners, who are wanting to deepen our relationship to the present moment. It can help to use these religious or spiritual stories as allegory, as metaphor, as symbolism, and apply it to our life, apply it to our practice in this moment, because that's really all our life is, just continuous moments after moments after moments after moment. And each moment is a cross. Each moment is space and time, or space and time. And we can choose to allow the mind body to be crucified. And the word crucified kind of sounds violent and it sounds very active. But again, it's not literally like crucifying, it's metaphorically, in the sense that what is born must die eventually. The mind body continuum, the thoughts, the identity, it's all phenomena that are born, persist through time and space, and then they pass away. But what we really are is the observer. When we're sitting in meditation practice, all of the sensations in the body, all of the emotions, all of the thoughts, they're being observed by us. Maybe we're coming into practice with the hypothesis that we are formless awareness, and we are intending to see that. We're intending to witness that and realize it, have a realization of what the true self actually is. Or to have a realization of what the true self is not, which is this mind body. So in our willingness to simply observe and not identify, every moment that we are observing without identification, that is one moment of crucifixion for the ego. That's not to say that that another ego won't be born again in the next moment, because it will. But then that next moment is another opportunity to just allow it to be crucified again. and again and again and again. So we're observing that that sense of identity that pops up, and we're recognizing that anything that we observe is not what we are. And that the pure observation, the knowingness, the consciousness, the beingness, the existence, the presence, the formless presence, the awareness, which can be blissful, which can be content and full, a fullness, that is our purest expression, and that it doesn't depend on anything, and that it doesn't appear or disappear, even if sometimes we're ignoring it as we identify with all of these labels and we identify with these identities and identity politics and ego clinging and defensiveness and fear. Not to demonize the human aspect, because all of that fear response and ego identification, it has come about for a good purpose, evolutionarily speaking, for us to persist as a species, to survive. But I think that collectively we are evolving to another stage in our evolution. It's time for the next manifestation of humanity. It's time for the essence of our formless awareness to take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel, like they say. What does that mean? When I speak of Jesus, I'm thinking of the two natures, the human nature, the body mind that was born and died, and the Christ consciousness, the God nature that was never born and never dies, which was here in the beginning and which persists all through time and space, which is right here, right now. Yes, so this Easter is an opportunity for us to just settle into that, to at least reflect on that. What aspect of ourselves do we want to sacrifice? What aspect are we wanting to let go and and allow time and space to crucify on the cross of this present moment as we allow the next version of ourselves to be born, the next moment to come into existence. So I hope you've enjoyed this opportunity, and I look forward to meeting with you all again. Peace be with you, and I'll see you next time.